BBC Sport.
Jose Mourinho has passed on the credit to his Tottenham predecessor for Harry Kane and Son Heung-min's brilliant partnership. Kane got his 8th assist of the Premier League season last night, setting up Son for his 8th goal in a 1-0 win over Burnley. Mourinho says it is an understanding that comes from Maurizio Pochettino's time.
He did amazing with every coach in here. He did amazing for Mauricio. I want to say that the way the team plays and wants to play, I think he feels very comfortable. And it's a very good way for him to play because he's good in the box, but he's also magnificent outside the box.
Well done, Jose, for passing on that credit. It is the 29th time that Kane and Son have linked to score in the Premier League. They're now joint second in the all-time standings behind Drogba and Lampard of Chelsea. Spurs are up to 5th. They're also 10 games unbeaten. Burnley have just 1 point from 5 games. Their manager Sean Dyche says performances over a season will look after us. West Brom are also without a win. They drew 1-1 at Brighton. Slaven Bilic, their boss, though, is upset that those above him have moved defender Ahmed Higazi out of the club. Asked about his own future, Bilic answered, "I like straight relationships." He pointedly said, "We're a football team, not a corporation." Manchester City are in Marseille tonight in the Champions League without Sergio Aguero, Gabriel Jesus, Benjamin Mendy, Nathan Ake and Fernandinho. Quite the injury list for Pep Guardiola to deal with. We've got commentary in 5 Live Sport. We'll also bring you updates of Liverpool against the Danish champions Midtjylland. Liverpool, by the way, have sold the naming rights to their new training ground to one of their existing sponsors, AXA. They are leaving their Melwood base after 50 years there. They'll move during the November international break. Now, Scotland have stood down Sean Maitland from their Six Nations squad to face Wales at the weekend. He was among the 12 Barbarian players to breach a COVID bubble, which in turn cancelled the Twickenham International against England. Danny Kerr has played 84 times for England.
It was just incredibly sad. I think everyone was desperate to see that game, to see this England squad before they then hopefully the week after win the Six Nations. Let's be honest, they made a really bad mistake and they're going to have to face the consequences of that, and sadness that the game couldn't go ahead.
Yep, the RFU investigating some of those players for bringing the game into disrepute. There's more on that good chat with Danny Hugo Monnier in the Rugby Union Weekly podcast. And also in rugby, England women's captain Sarah Hunter has told the BBC the players feel safe travelling to Italy this weekend to complete the virus-interrupted Six Nations. England are already champions. They will seal back-to-back Grand Slams if they win that match. And England's Jade Clark says young players have a real chance to impress against the world champions New Zealand when international netball comes out of its 7-month COVID cocoon tomorrow. Helen Houseby and Joe Harton are not available.
Now it's time for them to have a rest, and we've got to look at the positives. It's the time for those youngsters to step up. So I'm one of the older ones, but I can't wait for the world to see the young talent that we've got in England, and it's their time to shine, really.
It's going to be a really good game because it's the world champions against the Commonwealth champions. Tomorrow's first test of 3 starts at 6 a.m. We'll keep you updated here on 5 Live Breakfast. And the great South African batsman A.B. de Villiers has opted to skip this year's Aussie Big Bash T20 because of COVID concerns. He hopes, he says, to return in future to play once again for the Brisbane Heat.
BBC Sport.